So did you ever have a dream where it feels like you're actually in a different reality or another dimension? Are dreams different realities? Are they different dimensions? I am Aaron Ryan. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for as long as I can remember, I've had a lot of dreams, and I mean thousands and thousands of dreams, and most of them I can actually still remember today. Even dreams I've had maybe 10 years ago, I can remember them dreams just like that. But did you ever have a dream before though, where it feels like you actually went to another dimension? Like, it almost feels like when you're actually in that place, you know what people around you. You actually know the whole place inside out. You know exactly where everything is, what's there as well. I've had a couple of these dreams in the past, and it feels like on waking up the next day, it feels like, oh yeah, I remember that place now. I can actually remember every single detail of that place. It is said as well that if you do have a very, very vivid dream like that, where you actually remember everything, they say when you wake up, don't move. Just kind of open your eyes and just stay still. Don't move. Because if you get out of bed to maybe, I don't know, go down for a glass of water or to go to the toilet or something like that, it's gone. So you just kind of lay still, kind of like open your eyes slowly and then just stay put. Just kind of think back. Right, yeah, I remember this building. I remember, I don't know, there was grass there or there was a beach there or something like that. You remember every single detail. Which kind of brings me into a thing called Astral Projection as well. You probably heard of this as well. If not, do some research on it as well. It's very interesting. Astral Projection is very, very interesting. I remember one experience I've had with Astral Projection is where I was actually laying down on bed, right? And it says to lay on your back. It's very important to lay on your back as well. And put both arms just side by side as well. Don't put your arms underneath you or on wherever. Like, just keep them flat right beside your body as well. Close your eyes. And they do say is what you just imagine yourself floating up, okay? So just imagine yourself levitating out your body as well. And upon imagining yourself levitating as well, they say to actually picture a rope right above you as well. And when you picture that rope, just imagine your hand going up to grab that rope and to pull you up the way as well. So one experience I did have as well, when I've actually felt my body levitating up as well. And I looked around and I can actually see my body laying flat on the bed as well. I can actually see the whole room. I can actually see my own body. It was almost like they do say that you left your body, your spirit actually left the body as well, and you can actually see your own body laying on the bed, which can be a bit scary. That my first experience was very, very frightening as well. But when I looked down at my body, I was like, am I actually dead now? Like, am I dead? You know, that kind of way. And then I saw the window and I looked out the window, and next minute I knew I was floating out the window. I was actually floating out. I could fly around. Now, some people are probably going to say, oh, this guy is a bit loopy here. You know, like, it can sound a bit crazy. If you try to explain this to somebody, they'll probably say, right, what were you on? What are you on? What were you drinking? Or whatever, because I want some of that because it does sound very trippy. But no, it's actually a real experience. It is a real experience. If you look this up, there are thousands of videos out there as well of people actually had this experience, astral projection. But anyway, going back to different dimensions and different realities and everything, I remember there's a couple of dreams I've had where I've seen the same girl in the same dreams. The same place as well. The same girl. And I can't remember in so much detail of what she's like, but I do remember she has long black hair. And she always appears to me in the dream, but she doesn't say much to me. But I remember we go for walks in these dreams. And even in my mind's eye now, I can see her in my mind's eye, but I can't describe her. All I can remember is the long black hair. But I remember like the city, I remember the streets we walked in. And I was on the internet looking up like these locations and trying to describe the location on the internet, and I can't find anything. But when I go back to a dream again, I'm into that same place again. The same place. All the same people are there. After doing some research on this as well, I've come across some threads on reddit.com. I've come across some YouTube videos. I've come across some other forums as well, where people kind of share the same experience as well, where they're saying, I've had dreams like this too, where I was on a boat and they go and have the same dream again. They're back on that same boat again. So it kind of leads me to a question, like, are these dreams different realities? Are they different dimensions? Another kind of interesting kind of look on this as well is we're living here now. And when we go asleep, I wonder, are we kind of living in another dimension as well, but we're going to sleep in this reality, if you get me. You know, it's a very interesting topic. But I was amazed at the amount of people that I spoke to online that could actually relate to me. They didn't say, "Oh, you're crazy, you're nuts, there's something really wrong with you, you want to go and see a doctor." But no, they actually turned around and said, "Actually, I have dreams like that too." So I'm not alone in it. Another frightening thing as well, it's kind of on the same situation, is a thing called sleep paralysis. Now, nearly every single episode of sleep paralysis I've ever had was the same thing happening as well. The exact same thing. The very first sleep paralysis episode I've ever had was the most frightening thing I've ever encountered in my life. Obviously, I was asleep, but I kind of felt like, yeah, I woke up. I was there. I knew my surroundings, but I just couldn't move my body one bit. I tried to open my eyes, but I couldn't see much, obviously because the room was dark. But I kind of got my eye open a small bit, and I could see like the kind of haze in the room, because I did have the blinds, the window and the blinds open a small bit, so a small bit of kind of light from the street came in. But then all of a sudden I did remember hearing there was a knock on the door, like that, okay? There was a knock on the door, and then after the knock, then I heard a man saying, "Open up." Now, every single kind of hair on my body raised when I heard his voice. Like, it was kind of like a horror voice, like not like a kind of open up. It was kind of like an open up kind of voice. And he kept knocking and knocking and knocking, you know? And I couldn't move. I literally couldn't move my hands or my legs or anything. I was like, it's like somebody just had me pinned to the bed, locked to the bed. I just couldn't move. But I was aware of what was happening. So next minute then, the next part frightened the living out of me, you know? And then he said, "If you don't open up this door, I will kill you." That was the voice I heard. So next minute then, every single, again, hair on my body rose up again, right? And then I could hear the door handle opening. And the door slowly opening. And I heard these footsteps then coming closer and closer and closer to me. And I could hear my breathing getting stronger and my heart pounding in my chest, completely pounding, was ready to explode. And I could hear his breathing down on top of me. Next then I felt sort of like a knife, a sharp kind of thing going to my neck. Very, very sharp. And that is when I woke up. Panic, I woke up there. Obviously there was nothing in the room. But I've done some research on this as well. A lot of people are saying that, yeah, demons can actually attack you in your sleep as well. Some people actually went to sleep. They've had similar situations like this, and they actually woke up hurt or bruised on their arm or on their neck or something like that as well. So, like, in these things then, like sleep paralysis, astral projection, dreams, are they part of another dimension? Like, there has to be something there. It's like, for example, when we die. Where do we go when we die? No one knows, obviously, because no one has died and then came back and says, okay, this, whatever, unless they had a near-death experience, which is very interesting as well. So it kind of makes me wonder as well, when we die, where do we go? Probably the simplest answer to that is we're going to go to the same place we were before we were born. We're going to go back to that same place again. Wherever that was, we don't know. So think to yourself, where were we 1,000 years ago? Like, we couldn't have just came out of thin air. Like, we couldn't have, in my book, I think we couldn't have not just existed. Like, we had to be there somewhere. This is what leads me to a thing called reincarnation. So, for example, 1,000 years ago right now, where were we? Like, we had to be somewhere. I read a story online about a boy, and I'm trying to find the article, so if I do find the article, I will link it in the description. But this boy, he's very, very young, and he said to his mum that he remembers his past life and that he was murdered in his past life. So his mother was kind of trying to track down information, like the boy was saying, this city or something, wherever, this city, and the mother found the city that he was talking about. So the boy then described the house. Every single detail that he can remember about the house, right? So they found the house and they found the city. So what they did, they decided to travel over to that city and into that house as well. Now the boy said he remembers the fireplace was in that room or whichever, right? And he remembers there was a drawer or something. And in the drawer was this and was that. And he was trying to explain then that he got murdered in that room. And he has some kind of a scar on him. So the boy was trying to remember what the man looked like that killed him, and apparently, they found some name anyway, and they went to this graveyard and they found the name of this boy that got tragically murdered there. And apparently, it was that boy as well. Like, he remembered his past life, that this was the house he got killed in. So the mother and the family, they went and they actually visited the grave of the boy, which is, you know, it's kind of weird, but like, it makes you wonder, you know. Like, there is things out there called pre-birth memories where people actually remember being in the afterlife before coming to Earth as well. Where one woman, she said that she's talking to her daughter, and her daughter said that nanny or my grandmother, whatever, told me this or told me that, but yet the kid's mother's mother died way before the child was born. So the mother was kind of saying, like, okay, how does she know her, or how does she know about her when she never met her or anything like that? And like, the child was trying to explain to the mother that, oh, my grandmother told me when in heaven that when I come down to you and all that kind of thing. Like, it's so kind of, it's interesting. That's all I'll say. So guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Like, do you believe in reincarnation? Do you believe in sleep paralysis? Do you think that's part of like a demonic kind of thing? Do you think it's spiritual? Or do you think it's just all in your head? It's just all imaginary? What about the afterlife? Do you believe when you die, you're going to go to the afterlife, reincarnate, and return in a new body again? And then we have dreams. Do you believe that when you dream, you actually visit another dimension? A totally different dimension, that your soul leaves your body and you are going to another reality? Like, let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. It's a very interesting kind of situation and topic as well, so I'd love to hear your thoughts. There's so many videos out there like this as well, kind of like going through like what happens when you die and stuff like that. But like, it can be a kind of little serious topic as well, because some people can turn around and they'll say like, okay, I died, I had a motorcycle accident or something like that, and when I was pronounced dead for, I don't know, a couple of minutes, I saw nothing. There was just darkness. Whereas another person can turn around and they said, I actually was in a car crash and I was pronounced dead for X amount of minutes, and I remember I saw my dad and my mum, something like that, you know. Like me, myself, I've seen ghosts myself. The house I used to live in the early 90s, and that house was haunted. There was a woman that actually, I remember her in some kind of detail. She was dressed like a Victorian woman, you know, and I must have been about 3 or so, but I remember every single night she'd come and visit me, and she'd make me stand beside my bed, and I'd be there crying. I was petrified. And my mother would come down to me and she'd say, what are you crying for? And I'd be pointing at her, as it's like something from the Sixth Sense movie here, where I'd be pointing at the ghost, you know, and saying like, she done it, or she told me to do this. And I'd be telling my mother, I said, she told me to stand out beside the bed, and the bed would be made in a totally different way that my mother would make it. Like, she'd ask me, who made the bed? And I'd be pointing, she did. She made the bed like that, you know. It's so weird, but it's interesting, very interesting. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts on this. You know, do you have any experiences like this, or even a near-death experience? Did something ever happen to you in life and you were dead for a couple of minutes or something, and you saw something, or did you see someone? Did you hear anything? You know, what's your thoughts on all this? I'd love to hear your opinions, your thoughts, your views. I'm not going to judge you. Like, you can tell me whichever you want to tell me. I'm not going to say, oh, you're nuts, or you're crazy, or you're insane, or something. I'm not like that. I'm not going to judge you or anything. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, and thank you for listening as well. Do click on the like button as well. Click on that subscribe button as well. If you haven't done it already, click on it. Just click on that button. It's free. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video, guys. You all take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.